Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox and take a close-up look at the G-SHOCK Sport GBD-H1000-7A9ER. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is a Casio G-SHOCK wristwatch with a heart rate monitor and various telemetry, and this being the 7A9ER, it does have a white and neon yellow colorway. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by sliding off the card sleeve and setting that on the tabletop to the right hand side. And now taking a look at the inner box packaging. And let's go ahead and open it up by lifting up the box lid. And just going to set the box lid on the left hand side of the table as we continue to look inside the box. And let's pop the Casio G-SHOCK Sport GBD-H1000-7A9ER out from its box packaging. And just giving you a look at some of the features listed on the card insert right there. And continuing with the unboxing, removing the contents and making sure nothing else is left behind. So you can see there is an inner white box here. Let's open it up and remove the contents from the box and setting them on the tabletop. So just tipping everything out and checking through, making sure nothing else is left behind. We can close it back up. And I'm even struggling to do that, as you can see. But nonetheless, just popping that back down and just tidying up the tabletop so we have a nice clear surface to work with without any distractions, or at least minimal distractions. So just putting the box back together and setting that on the right hand side of the frame or table, and continuing with the laying out of the contents from this G-SHOCK Sport GBD-H1000-7A9ER. So just spreading the contents out so you have a full and complete view of the entire box packaging of this wristwatch. So right there are the contents of the G-SHOCK Sport GBD-H1000-7A9ER. So let's start off by first taking a look at the papers. So there is some registration information right here. So just taking a quick close-up look, front and back. And then we can set that to the side. So it does have a 3-year warranty. And moving right along, there's some disposal and safety information, of course. So just quickly spreading it open. So it is in various languages, as you can see, across several panels. And just closing that up as well. Setting that right down on the left. And moving right along, there is yet another set of papers here. And spreading this open, there is some compliance information. In various languages as well. And closing that back up just to save some space on the tabletop while keeping everything more or less in sight or in frame. And of course there is an international warranty card here, and we can just leave it as it is in its packet. And just going to set that on the left, and of course there is a quick reference manual, and you can see just how thick this is, but then again it is in quite a small format. Just showing you the back as well. Okay, and just going to flip it open, and there is some other support information in this inner leaflet that's stuck within the pages. Just going to set that down. And moving back to the quick reference manual or user manual for the Casio G-SHOCK Sport GBD-H1000-7A9ER, flipping it open and giving you a look at the insides. Of course, there are several languages covered in this quick reference manual, and we're not going to go through every single page, but just giving you a quick look at what the contents of this quick reference manual is about. So just giving you a look right there, and so on and so forth. So giving you a quick flip through the various pages and languages of this quick reference manual. And then right now moving to the clear grip seal packet here, and we can see that it does appear to be a charging cable. So of course this wristwatch can be charged using solar or solar power or sunlight. Of course it can be charged using this charging cable as well. As you can see, it does have a USB type A connector on the input side, and if we can get the camcorder to focus right there on the cable itself, and you can see the output side with the terminal pins. And just to give you some idea of the length of the cable, just sliding that clear packaging sleeve off and giving you a much better look at the overall design and length of this charging cable. So just going to pop the opposite ends apart so you have some idea of the length right there. So USB type A on one side, which is my right hand side, and of course the charging terminal end on my left, and you can see 3 pins there, and the overall design. Okay, so that's the charging cable. So we're going to set that back down and finding a nice comfortable spot somewhere. So I'm going to place it on the right, and then moving onto the watch itself, the G-SHOCK Sport GBD-H1000-7A9ER, and giving you a look at the product hang tag. And there are a list of features on the hang tag right there. Okay, so now let's slide the watch out from its canvas bag or dust cover. I'm just going to set that down and giving you a look as it is. So you can see the white and neon yellow colorway of the 7A9ER reference or model. So it does have a 200-meter water resistance, and it does have a soft white urethane strap or band, as you can see. Along with a translucent pin buckle and what appears to be a metal alloy pin or tang. And of course the watch itself does have a translucent and neon yellow resin casing, and of course there are stainless steel reinforcements as well. So just giving you a look as it is. And let's now go ahead and remove the hang tag and protective film on it as well. So let's start off by removing that hang tag just so to minimize any distractions, and of course giving us a clearer view of the watch with the clear protective film removed. So okay, just struggling a little bit here with the hang tag, so I'm just going to cut it. So just bringing the scissors right across and snipping the string off. And just setting the hang tag there. And of course the protective plastic wrapper or film. Let's remove that film, and of course giving you a look at the back or case back of the wristwatch. You can see it does have the charging terminal as well as the optical sensor for the heart rate monitor. Okay, so let's peel that off. And now we have a much clearer view of this G-SHOCK Sport GBD-H1000-7A9ER. So giving you various perspectives of this wristwatch and the overall design. So you can see it does have a nicely brushed or finished stainless steel case back, and that lime green or neon green coloring. And to give you some idea of the thickness of the wristwatch as well. And of course a further out view to give you some idea of the perspective and scale. And you can see the negative display of the watch with very large digits, and giving you some idea of the viewing angle as well. And giving you an even closer up look at the face of the watch and its various modes. So it does have 5 buttons altogether: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and their various functions or labels right next to each of the buttons. Okay, so let's toggle through the modes just to have a look and see what there is through the different menus and modes. So let's hit that light button first just to give you some idea of the light and illumination. So you can see right there is the illumination. And it does have auto light as well. Depending on your wrist angle tilt at 40 degrees, it will come on automatically, but that can be adjusted as well in terms of the duration and enabling or disabling that feature. And just tapping on the display button, we can see the various modes. So I'm just going to tap it right through. So just cycling all the way right through at the various modes. And let's tap on this run button. So And you can see that it does have a GPS built in for its telemetry. And it says press to start before GPS positioning is completed. And of course, that GPS there is for tracking your fitness and logging information. And pressing on the button over here now for the different modes. So we're toggling through the various modes right now. So there is, of course, the heart rate monitor, as well as a digital compass. And with that, we can also toggle in the sub-screen or sub-menu with the altimeter and barometer. And back to the digital compass mode. And of course there is the training log and training status mode, so various modes and capabilities of this wristwatch. So obviously the various modes will require some significant study on the functionality and proper use, but nonetheless just doing a quick toggling through on the various settings and functions of this wristwatch. So there is an app, which is the Casio G-SHOCK Move app, which allows you to track your training data as well as create a training plan. But nonetheless, let's now try and fit the wristwatch on my wrist. So I do have a 17.2 centimeter circumference wrist, or approximately 6 3/4 inch. So just strapping the wristwatch on. And just to give you some idea of the fitment and strap length right there. And you can see plenty of adjustability with all these rectangular holes for the pin. And in terms of fitment, giving you a look right there as to how the wristwatch wears on my wrist. And let's hit that illumination button to give you some idea once again of the light of this wristwatch. And let's get back to the time mode if I can. As you can see, it has a please wait display while trying to delete the training data. Okay, and let's toggle back through to the different modes, and once again just giving you a look So we have the heart rate monitor right there, showing my current heart rate. And if I press on the mode button, we're back to the digital compass right there, and we can actually toggle through that digital compass mode as well. Sorry, we can get back out right there, and just toggling through to the altimeter as well as the barometer, which also shows the temperature as well. And of course the training log mode, and the various modes of this wristwatch. And of course we do have the setting screen as well. So let's go back and let's see if we can return to the time setting screen. Okay, so let's toggle through again. So back to the heart rate monitor, and it's showing my current heart rate. Let's tap on the run button and see what happens. So okay, that's just fine, but currently it's showing me the heart rate with, of course, the optical sensor on the case back measuring my heart rate. And of course there is, once again, that training as well as the stopwatch, digital compass, the training activity log, training status, and back to the notification mode, and of course the time mode right there with its various screens. So you can see the different screens on the main or basic time display right there. And of course, if we press and held that button, we should be able to go into the timekeeping modes settings, as you can see right there. And let's give the alarm a try. So toggling through to the alarm, let's set an alarm now. And actually, before we do, need to find out what the current time is. So let's go back. So current time is 5:57, I believe. Let's make sure right there, 5:57. And so pressing and holding on the top left display button gives us the time setting mode. And let's go into the alarm and set the alarm right there, setting the first alarm slot. And let's toggle the time for 5:58 if we're not too late. Save and exit, yes. And hopefully we're just a little bit too late, so let's set it for 5:59. Okay, so the alarm has been set for 5:59. And if we go back to the main menu, it should ring any second. So right there is the alarm chime of this Casio G-SHOCK Sport GBD-H1000-7A9ER. And once again, let's take a look at the... Actually, before I do that, I keep pressing that fitness mode or training mode button, but instead I actually want to... Let's just set resume, and let's toggle to the heart rate monitor mode. So if we go back at the main screen, just starting from the main screen as the reference point, that's different settings. So just toggling through and showing you different screens as I try to figure out the main timekeeping display. So you can see various settings right there. And if I press and held it for a couple of seconds, should be able to get somewhere. Okay, so just toggling through, trying to get to the main kind of time display as a starting point. But nonetheless, giving you some idea as best I can. And let's delete this data. Okay, so you can see we're back to the timekeeping mode. And what I wanted to show you was just the going back to the heart rate monitor mode. So we toggle right through. It is now measuring my heart rate, so right there, giving you a look at my heart rate. So if I tried to keep my breath or hold my breath as long as I can, let's see if that makes any change with my heart rate measurement, which is displaying on the screen right now at 96 beats per minute. So I'm going to hold my breath right now. And you can see that my heart rate has actually jumped by about 10 beats per minute. And now it's coming back down after me just catching my breath. But okay, so just something as a reference point and the response with that measurement, and just giving you a look at the stopwatch, and of course back to that digital compass and the activity log, training status, notification mode, and back to the main screen. So as you can see, as long as we're not in the training screen mode, it seems pretty straightforward to toggle through the different screens with the, of course, timer, stopwatch, altimeter, activity log, training log, notification modes. And once again, just going to cycle through one more time just so you can see with the main time display, heart rate monitor. This is the timer, stopwatch, altimeter, and with the altimeter, or sorry, the digital compass, there is a toggle that takes us through the 3 modes. So with the altimeter, barometer with temperature, and back to the digital compass. And if we continue on, we have the training activity log and training status, as well as the notification modes, and back to the main screen. And with the main screen, we can even toggle that display as well. So that's where we kind of got lost earlier when we tried to move from there to the different modes. So see if we, but now more or less we know at which point the main screen is. So the main screen here, we toggle through the display, we can actually get the time back on again right there. So that just takes a little bit of getting used to in terms of the display button that toggles through the different possible screens at the main screen itself. So we did that. Display toggle does display more or less in the various modes. So you can see each of the kind of screens, some of them do have that sub display toggle. So that's the G-SHOCK Sport GBD-H1000-7A9ER. Thanks for watching and happy measuring.